On this episode of Ghost Hunters International, Norway beckons the GHI team to investigate a fortress with a murderous spirit.
After she became a ghost, she pushed him off the cliff.
Her spirit pushed him off the cliff.
Barry and Susan hear the screams of a 400-year-old homicide.
That's creepy.
Whoa. My camera just like fuzzed out.
And Rob may be an eyewitness to the killer. Then, GHI travels to the former Soviet bloc to check out the legend of the Devil's Wedding.
If Satan is here, maybe you could make a sound.
In Estonia, can Rob and Brandy beat the devil?
What was that? All right, Brandy, so why don't you let us know exactly what we're looking at here?
Okay, well, we're going to Fredriksen Fortress in Halden, Norway. And this place was built in the later part of the 17th century, and it was built because Norway wanted to defend their land against the Swedes. Fredriksen Fortress was named after King Frederick III of Denmark and Norway.
All right, Brandy, so as far as stories of paranormal activity, what do we have?
Well, we actually have a lot of visual stuff going on here. We have full-bodied apparitions. We have a lot of shadow activity happening all throughout the fortress. Now, there is a story about a lady in white that has been seen, and a lot of people kind of think she's more of an aggressive spirit.
Now, our client's called us in because he's worked there for several years, and he's had some experiences himself. He wants to really get some answers as far as what's really going on. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Rob.
Welcome to Fredriksen Fortress.
Thank you.
Hello. Welcome. Welcome.
Now, this place is huge. Can you start by telling us a little bit about the history?
It was started in 1661, and it's built as a border fortress towards the mighty, strong Sweden. And it has been attacked for 6 times in different campaigns, never conquered in battle. So we are very proud of this site, as you understand.
So could you take us around and show us where the paranormal activity has been reported?
Yes, we'll do that.
All right, let's go take a look. All right.
And now, guys, we are on the highest spot of the fortress. In this location, there is numerous reports of people seeing the White Lady. The story about her is that she became a victim of abusement from her employee, probably the commander, and she committed suicide by jumping off this bastion. But after she became a ghost, she was then a bad ghost. She wanted revenge on her bad destiny. And she took the life, killed her lieutenant by pushing him off the cliff.
Her spirit pushed him off the cliff?
Yes, that's the story.
Is the White Lady still seen around this area?
Yes, she's still seen around there.
The White Lady has been seen around the fortress. I've seen it myself. Looks like a white mist or something.
Now, guys, I will show you an interesting sight. In this wall here, it's called the envelope. So as you see this wall going around there, it's to envelope, it's a verb.
And encases a fortress.
Yes. We have an interesting ghost report here.
What I saw was a soldier that limped up the hills. I followed him, and he walked right inside the envelopen entrance. I continued after him inside the envelopen and shouted, "Is there anyone here?" No one answered. There was nobody inside the bunker.
Now we enter the bunker. And this first room we are now standing in is the shelter for the gun crew. and you have 2 stairs up each end.
So the apparition was seen coming into this area?
Yes. The stairs we went, he came after these ghosts, and when he entered in there was no one.
Might be a good opportunity to use the laser system and see if we can get any sort of photographic evidence or even video evidence of the apparition.
Okay.
Interesting.
We got it covered. We'll see what we can find for you. Shall we head on?
Yes, we will. We are now entering the ground floor of this small restaurant, and here a special incident took place.
It's not just me, but all the chefs and apprentices has had that feeling when they are alone. We can just see on the stairs that someone is coming up and go past, coming into the room or something, and when we look, it's no one there.
All right, shall we head out?
Yes, we go further on. Well, what do you think?
I think this place is incredible. I mean, it's definitely a challenge because of the size of the location, but we're up for it. I think we have the technology available and ready. We're excited. We're ready to go.
Just a pleasure.
All right, we'll see you soon.
Look forward to see the results.
Frederiksson Fortress is a gigantic location. Stories of white ladies, these apparitions being seen, are quite common in the paranormal realm. However, the idea that they might actually push someone to their death is very rare. She's been seen numerous times and all over the grounds. So each team member is going to have to be on their toes and aware of their surroundings.
That's it.
All right, Barry, we good to go?
Yeah, Rob, we're all set. We put a camera in the armory. We've got 2 cameras in the restaurant, one on the ground floor, and the second is on the second floor to capture any of the movement reported coming up the stairs.
Looks good.
Okay.
Barry's got the DVR recording ready to go. Cameras look great.
Paul, I believe you have a new laser.
We do. Yeah, the new laser is basically going to be set up in the envelope and hopefully will allow us to capture the apparition that's been seen.
Let's get the lights out and get to work. All right, so this whole area up here is where this white lady is said to be seen. The apparition shoved someone off a cliff. So it's one of the more violent white ladies I've ever encountered. Ashley and I came up to the bell tower to try and track down the story of the apparition of a white lady who has been seen here. Gonna take some full spectrum shots. We can cover the whole area with these shots. And if we back that up with a thermal, so we can make sure that we're not confusing anything in the shot with, you know, animals, other teams.
EVP session, this is Ashley and Rob on the cliff where the white lady's been seen.
If you're up here, what's your name? Did you lose someone here?
The heck is that?
Gonna take some full spectrum shots.
What the heck is that? What's that?
That's that rock over there. I'll tell you what. We know that the story is that the woman's gonna throw someone off, right?
Yeah.
All right, well, let's give him a target. One of the stories is that the white lady pushed an individual, a soldier, off this very cliff. So I wanted to see what would happen. She here yet?
I'm not seeing her.
Now, if you're angry at someone, you can take your anger out on me. You know, I identify with the lieutenant. I'm sure you thought you had reason to be angry with him, but he's dead and you're just stuck wandering around here. If you want to try and do something, now's your chance. It's a long way down, waiting for you to make your move. And I live to ghost hunt another day.
Wow.
We used a full spectrum camera, we used the thermal camera, a handy cam, so we came prepared, and we'll see how we did later on. I think we've covered this area pretty well for now.
Yeah.
All right, let's pack it up.
Okay.
Brandy and I headed in the envelope, and there has been the report of an apparition of a man, possibly a soldier, limping into this room, and then simply disappearing. Now, I think I'm going to set this up here.
Okay.
We used an experimental tool in the envelope, and the laser burst. Now, we've used it a few times previous. However, this is actually a newer version. This actually has a wider burst. Now, the idea behind it, if something walks in the way of it, the camera will actually pick up that there's a distortion in the dots in the burst.
Yeah.
In theory, because of the amount of dots and what, we could even perhaps make out what shape it is. EVP session, Paul and Brandy were in the envelope.
Can you give us your name? Were you a soldier here?
You've been seen limping into this building. Are you injured?
When did you die? Were you killed during one of the battles?
Is there something that we can do for you? Is there a message that we can pass on for you? Just please speak clearly, speak loudly. Maybe we'll be able to pass that message on.
Are you Norwegian? Or are you Swedish? Perhaps you were killed by the Norwegians. If there's anyone in here with us, can you make a noise?
Let's go. Ending EVP session. Paul and Brandy. Envelope. I think we should leave this running for a while.
Yeah.
This particular version of the laser burst also has a camera mounted. So this basically means we can leave that particular area and just let that record, taking any sort of contamination out of the room and allowing us to actually record and see what happens. Good to go.
Ashley and I came to investigate the commander's house where there's been reports of feelings of nausea, feelings of uneasiness, to kind of cater to those reports and look for what could be the source. I don't even know what's up here. So it looks like they got some period clothes for reenactments.
That's a cute hat. Oh, yeah.
What the hell's going on? Whoa.
What's going on?
I don't know, my camera just like fuzzed out. And then there was something weird in it for a second. No, this thing went like really crazy fuzzy. And then there was like a circular round thing in the center. And then it went back to normal. At one point, my full spectrum handycam seemed to malfunction. There was like an oval shape, like almost the shape of a face in the camera. I'll have to get some eyes on it. Commander, I hope you don't mind that we were trying on some of the wardrobe, the clothing that's here. No issue with that? Can you make a noise? Kan du lag en lyd? Waar dit navn? What's your name? We asked some EVP questions in Norwegian as well as English to see what kind of response could possibly come forward. Obviously, we're struggling with our Norwegian. Could you give us some indication that you speak English? The commander's remaining relatively quiet at the moment. Let's shut it down and see what we got. So we'll have to go back, go through the evidence, and see if perhaps something paranormal was picked up.
I need you to give a scan of this entire area Let me know if there's any unusual heat signatures in it. Susan and I were on our way up toward where the White Lady was reported to be seen.
We brought the thermal and the 360 mic with us. All of a sudden, we heard what sounded like a woman screaming.
Back over this way. Susan and I were on a thermal sweep where the White Lady was said to have appeared, and we started to hear screaming. Back over this way. Let's see if we can get closer.
Can you hear that? I had never heard anything like that before. That's creepy.
Just stay here. So just as quickly as those screams appeared, they seemed to have disappeared. We weren't able to determine the source of the screams. We'll have to listen to the recordings more closely going into analysis.
Paul and I headed into the restaurant.
Let's now do some investigating about the shadow. Moving up the stairs. EVP session. Paul and Brandy were in the restaurant.
I'm actually half Norwegian. My grandfather is full-blooded. I do know a couple phrases. Mitt navn Brandy. Dette Paul.
Hvordan fant du da?
Kommer hit du snill.
Vostra du?
Navn.
During the investigation, I decided to do an EMF sweep. Whoa. Well, this exit sign gives off quite a bit of EMF, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's up to an 8.11, 33.2,
Wow.
37.
That's crazy.
36, like that. You know, an emergency exit sign was giving off a huge amount of EMF. This can cause someone to see things.
I'm gonna put it over by the stairs. I'm gonna move this
Yeah,
whole spectrum over here and get more of a wider
Place
shot.
that here. Whoa, it's reading a 1.4. What's under these stairs? I want to know what's under these stairs. A fridge. Ow, you bugger. Well, there's nothing else electrical under there. You know what I'm gonna do? Unplug the fridge.
Yep. Now put it back in. It's the fridge.
So again, people having feelings of things in the room, feelings on the stairs, could be the fact that this little fridge is giving up a massive EMF signal. So Brandy and I have come up with a few possible explanations. EVP session in. We do have a DVR camera facing the staircase, so if an apparition does appear, we'll have that on film.
All right, everyone, that sun coming up means it's time for us to go home. Let's get everyone back to Command Central and pack it up.
Investigating from dusk to dawn does have its consequences. We are absolutely shattered. All I want to do is get back to our hotel and sleep. This has been a fantastic investigation. Hopefully we've got some apparition evidence as well.
Frederikston Fortress certainly was a large location for us. We have mountains of stuff to go through, but the case itself has never really been investigated before. It really is one of those virgin cases that you just don't know what you're going to find.
This is actually really disturbing. Just give it a listen.
It's not Paul doing karaoke by any chance, is it?
No.
You don't want to see, you don't want to hear that.
Thanks for isolating those sounds, Ashley. Now I can hear them much more clearly. I have actually heard this before while backpacking in Ireland. That was the fox cries coming from the field.
Wow, it sounded like a child being murdered or something.
Exactly. The female fox, the vixen, she'll call for her mates, and then they'll fight over her, and those cries will happen. I'm glad you got to listen to that.
Yeah, I can't miss that one.
And onward we go.
Hey, Ashley.
Yeah?
You and Rob, when you were in the attic area of the commander's house, I've been analyzing the footage of the full spectrum video you and Rob were taking, and you said you thought you saw a face.
Yes.
I got the face.
Okay, guys, back again after a long night's work.
Yeah.
I'm very curious how your investigation went on.
Throughout the night, we went to do two things. The first one being looking at the stories that we were told by yourself and looking for those alternative explanations. How could these things have happened in a non-paranormal way? Now, we were investigating with a full-spectrum handycam, looking for any possible apparitions in the commander's house. Looking right at me from the viewfinder, I see what appears to me to be a face.
Really?
Absolutely, and we want to show you that. Okay, so this is Ashley and I in the commander's house. We're up in the attic. Now, during that time, the camera seems to malfunction. Now, watch towards the end here. Here we go. There. I see what appears to me to be a face.
Oh, really?
And back to normal. Now, I'm looking at this little viewfinder saying, if that's not a face, I don't know what is, and I don't know where it came from. To me, what almost looks like this kind of sword earring here.
Yes.
And during the analysis process, Brandy comes across this next image. And there's our coat rack earring. So you can see on the left-hand side where this area was one ear, you can see where the infrared is forming the circle of the face. And because of it being disjointed during a malfunction, it did momentarily appear to be a face.
That was a really interesting explanation.
After going through every videotape, and we're talking 10, 15 hours of video, even more hours of audio, unfortunately, the most infamous apparition seen here at the Fortress, the White Lady, decided not to make an appearance. There was nothing during our investigation to indicate the presence of paranormal activity.
Nothing recordable, at least.
No.
I had thought that you might have been able to record something here. Even though I'm disappointed it wasn't a ghost, I'm very happy with your explanation.
All right, well, on that note, we want to thank you for bringing us here, and it has been a great experience.
And I wish you very good luck for the rest of your tour.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thanks.
When someone will try to convince me I've got a photo of a ghost, I will be a little bit more skeptical. But we still have this myth about the ghosts here at Fredrikstad Fortress.
No, Barry, after talking to our client, you can see he was really happy about the conclusions we came to. Strong case.
All in all, it was a wonderful location. To be here in Norway, to see that fort and what that history meant for the rest of Europe, it was nice to be there and investigate.
Absolutely. Well, that's it. Job done.
Let's get the rest and move on to the next.
Keep it moving. All right, so we're pulling into Tallinn, Estonia, where I think we have quite an interesting legend here and some paranormal activity to go with it. The Devil's Wedding. And Brandy's going to give us some details.
Now, where we're headed to, it's called the Old House in the old part of Tallinn. The story goes that in the 16th century, the landlord of the Old House, was spying on this wedding party and that he claims to have seen the devil himself at the wedding. And the next day, the landlord died. A lot of the guests have been experiencing apparitions appearing throughout the location, disembodied voices and footsteps, as well as different types of noises like knocks. Client's name is Christian, and he wants to be able to give these people some answers, whether they're alternative explanations or, something else.
We're excited for a big case, big combination of legend and paranormal activity, and we'll see how we do. Christian.
Right. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Barry.
Good to see you.
Paul.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
I wanted the Ghost Hunters International team to investigate paranormal activities that have been happening here for over 200 years. Party noises, knockings on the door, footsteps.
If you could show us kind of where all the activities taking place?
Yeah, of course.
All right, after you.
The owner of this house had one visitor, an older, respectable man, in black, and he wanted to rent one room for wedding. And he paid very good to owner of house, but he had one special wish. Nobody could visit these rooms during wedding. When evening began, music, noise, laughing, owner of house wanted to see which guests are in his room, and he cooked into the opening in door and was afraid. He said to his wife he saw devil, and it was devil's wedding. Soon after this, he died.
So this is apartment number 6, the apartment where the devil's wedding took place.
So as far as activity, has anything happened actually in apartment 6?
People have heard partying noises coming from this apartment.
I wanted to stay in each apartments. We stayed apartments number 6. The house was empty. I was started sleeping. My friend Arne woke me and asked, Jea, do you hear? I heard medieval music. It lasted 50 minutes. It is very, very, very strange.
She wanted me to go out to the bed and check where it came from, but I was reluctant to do that. I don't know where it came from, but it was certainly not from outside. It was from the house somewhere. I heard it. I know there was something there, and I cannot explain it.
All right, shall we head on?
Now we're heading to apartment number 4.
Okay.
Which is below apartment number 6.
So this is where numerous times you were saying that the guests have actually heard people above them when it should be empty.
There were sounds like the glasses were clinking, or some noises of plates or dishes, or etc. So now we're in apartment number 2.
Has there been any reports of paranormal activity in this area?
Yeah, there has been stories about footsteps and also a Soviet pilot in the bedroom right here. Come and take a look.
Once I was sleeping at apartment number 2, and I woke up. I opened my eyes and I saw a person looking at me on a Russian pilot uniform. I closed my eyes again and I tried to remember who could it be. And I opened again my eyes and the person was gone.
Do you know anything about the history of the location, anything that may have happened around here that would connect to a Soviet pilot?
Estonia was under Soviet occupation, so it might have been connected to that.
Absolutely.
So this concludes my story at Old House.
Well, I want to thank you for bringing us in. The mix of the legend and the more modern paranormal activity is definitely going to present a challenge for us. We're going to grab the rest of the team, get to work, and see you in a couple days after we went through everything and let you know how we did.
See you.
Thanks.
Tonight, I'm using the POV camera. This is a point-of-view camera. When we're holding our handheld camcorders, we think we see something, and the camera may well actually be pointing in a completely different direction. If I do happen to see anything tonight, it'll be caught on the camera.
We have to hit this place in organized progression, make sure that every area is being covered with EMF work, EVP work, thermal. Everything needs to get covered top to bottom.
This camera angle, Rob, we're covering the staircase. There are reports of the footsteps. We want to make sure that no one is moving around that location once it's being reported. This camera angle is covering apartment number 2, where the reports of the Soviet pilot are said to appear. This camera angle is in apartment number 6, where the legend says that the devil's wedding took place. We're covering this to make sure that nothing is moving. We can see that on camera.
Let's get the equipment and get the lights out.
Okay.
This is the infamous and legendary room number 6.
Okay.
Where the wedding was said to have transpired. You know, the devil was here and this, that, and the other. So let's get set up, see what we got. It was an EVP session with Brandy and Rob in room number 6. Some people have been telling the story now that the devil himself was once in this area. What is the name of the man who rented this apartment? What is the name of the bride? We came here to find out who threw the party here and why the spirits remain.
I just heard someone walking upstairs.
Some people have been telling the story now that the devil himself was once in this area.
I just heard something.
What did it sound like?
Just like someone walking upstairs. It's not, there's no one out here. When Rob was running the EVP session, I started hearing what sounded like footsteps. Pretty loud, though, loud enough to really draw my attention. I ran out and I checked. No one was there.
Someone's starting to join us? Is a party getting started now? I'd like to enjoy the fun that all the party guests seem to be experiencing here years after the event.
Why did you choose this place out of all the places?
What was that?
What? That's exactly what I heard. So where, it's coming from this direction too. I don't know. There's no one down here.
What we need to do is get a glass of water from the kitchen. Susan and I decided to investigate apartment 1. The reports coming from this apartment is that a gentleman asked for a glass of water and some black bread. And the following morning, when they came back into his room, asked him if there was something wrong with it, as he hadn't eaten it, to which he replied, "It's not for me, it was for the spirits." So we decided we wanted to try and recreate the appeasement of the spirit by also bringing up a glass of water and some black bread. Is there anyone in here with us right now who would like to make themselves known to us? Can you give us a sign that you are here?
Can you please let us know who you are? Maybe speak into the little device over here. It can record your voice.
Just let me know you're in the room.
I don't think you're going to get another opportunity to have your bread and water again. Why don't you do something about it now that we're here?
Because if you don't do something, I'll do something. Just got to give us a sign that you're here. All right? You had your chance. How does this make you feel? That is disgusting. And dry. And somewhat stale.
Maybe that's why you didn't want the bread.
Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, it's got a horrible aftertaste.
All right, so let's end this EVP session.
Yeah. We attempted to get some sort of communication. It wasn't happening. So I decided to provocate. Best way I know how is to eat the bread. And we will see when it comes to analysis whether or not I piss somebody off.
Let's go down here a little bit. So Ashley and I came to apartment number 2. We wanted to explore the claims of spirits of an alleged Soviet pilot. If you were the Soviet pilot that was seen here, do not be afraid. Can you tell us your rank? Were you killed in the line of duty?
Could you walk up to me? Could you walk in front of my friend over there in the corner? He wants to take a picture of you. What was that?
I don't know.
Sounded like it came from over your direction.
I thought it was coming from your direction.
No.
That's very strange indeed.
Was that you trying to get our attention?
Did you hear that?
I did.
The Cold War is now over. There is peace. I'm not American. I'm from Ireland.
If you are listening to us right now, could you walk across this room?
Okay, Miss Ashley. Let's move along.
While Barry and I were running an EVP session, we were started hearing really strange noises, and we couldn't specify exactly where the noises were coming from. We had a bunch of equipment running, so hopefully we might be able to figure out exactly what that was.
Apartment number 6.
Barry and I decided to investigate apartment 6. We know that the story of the Devil's Wedding sounds preposterous. However, the legend has been around for hundreds of years, and there are some legitimate claims of paranormal activity to go along with it.
If the entity of the devil is able to understand us, I wish he would be able to enter apartment number 6, the apartment we're now in. And please give us a sign, give us an indication that you are here.
If Satan is here, maybe you could make a sound. We would most certainly like to know more about you.
I also want to invite any of the other entities associated with this building and ask that you too do something to let us know that you are here by moving an object, banging a wall, or walking the floor. You know, throughout the entire case, I've never wanted to use the word summon. Summon. And for some reason, in this room, I want to use the word I summon. I wonder, is that just playing in the back of my mind because of the legend? Yeah.
Hey, everybody, good investigation tonight. Let's get the lights on and meet up at Command Central. I think that tonight's investigation went really well. I know the teams were looking for the alternative explanations as well as trying to document anything paranormal. So at this point, we'll get some rest, go through everything, and see if anything paranormal might have come up.
We're going into the analysis now of the old house here in Tallinn in Estonia, the place where it was alleged the devil was said to have had his wedding. Hopefully we're going to be able to bring something through to show if the place is haunted or not.
Barry, this is in apartment 6. Maybe you can give me some insight as to what that is.
That's the full spectrum camera. When you put it onto video mode, sometimes you would get that noise from the shutter mechanism as it's trying to refocus itself. And sometimes it can get noisy as it continues on over a period of time.
Right. At least now I'm familiar with that sound, so if I ever hear it again, I can just write it off and not really pay too much attention to it. All right, thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Barry, I do believe I have captured the sound of the footsteps you guys heard while you were doing the EVP session with Ashley. I just like to confirm that that's exactly what it is.
Holy crap.
Hi. How goes it?
Well, fine. How was the investigation?
You gave us quite a task. I mean, when we're talking about the legend of the Devil's Wedding right off the bat, that's a huge order. And then the hundreds of years of paranormal activity that's been reported since then. I think that we have here a collection of answers to a lot of the questions of paranormal activity you posed for us.
Ashley and I, we were conducting an EVP session in apartment number 2, where there were claims of footsteps being heard.
And what we want to do is show you a video. I want you to listen for the sound that accompanies this.
What was that?
I don't know.
It's really interesting because similar thing that the owner said that he heard when he was living there.
Yeah, exactly. But because of the way we have our cameras set up and we had the team organized, we can tell that it's coming from elsewhere into apartment number 2.
Okay.
Paul and Susan were investigating in apartment 1, and they were rapping against the wall, and that sound was being carried across into apartment number 2.
Okay, so the timing where you heard the noises from apartment number 1 and number 2 were exactly at the same time.
Exactly at the same time. As you can hear for yourself.
Behind here, nothing in there. See, what it could be is there could be a joist.
That might explain that on both apartments, the sounds are being heard.
Mm-hmm. Now, Brandy and I investigated apartment number 6, the legend of the Devil's Wedding itself. Brandy heard a loud sound. She heard it again. Now she says that's coming from the stairs. I walked the stairs and waited. A few seconds after I passed some of these steps, they bow down, pop back up.
Yeah.
Sounds like step after step after step of someone heading on their way up to the legend of apartment number 6.
Yeah, this sounds logical. It might pop up.
So here's what we've come up with. There was no appearance of any satanic forces. The devil didn't show up for us. But as far as paranormal activity, there wasn't evidence of the paranormal.
On my side, on the side of the apartment business, it's good to hear that no paranormal activity has been found on your side.
Christian, it's been a pleasure.
Really nice to meet you guys.
You too.
All right, shall we head out?
Yeah. It gives me answers, and it's more easier to explain to the customers that where these noises might be coming from. The legend comes from the 16th century, and I don't believe that the legend will vanish.
So guys, how did Christian take the reveal?
Oh, Christian was thrilled. We did what we came in to do. We came up with those alternatives. Our client's happy, I'm happy. The legend of the Devil's Wedding is going to live on even as we head out of Estonia, but on to the next one.
Paul, I just got a voicemail on my cell phone. It comes directly from the Devil's office. He wasn't in, but he will direct his attention to you when he gets the time.